Welcome back to Candy and Karen's Play with Intention. Today we're going to introduce you to coffee filter art. First, we would like to acknowledge that we are located on the traditional and unceded territory of the Musqueam, Tuasin, and Kwalin people, and that we are guests in the territory of the indigenous peoples of this land. So, coffee filter art is inexpensive, and most items you can find usually in your house. So there are two types of materials that you can use. It's either you can use markers or you could use food coloring. So each will give a different effect, and you can make a number of things with coffee filter art. So for coffee filter art, you can use just usual coffee filters. There's something called diffusing paper that you can get at art stores. And also you can just use plain old paper towel. So let's start. So first of all, we're gonna do coffee filter art with markers. Just plain old regular water-soluble markers that you have at home. I like to start the children with the primary colors, which are blue, yellow, and red. So that gives them a chance to mix the colors together, and color mixing is a part of science. So let's start. So for the markers part, you'll need markers, and you need a spray bottle with water. So children can draw anything they like. You can start with circles or squares or whatever shape. And I like to put them a little bit apart from each other. And I'll show you why. So right now there's 3 colors. And when we spray it with water, the colors mix. And over here you can see that the color has mixed blue and yellow, which will turn green, and the red and the blue becomes a little bit more purple. So we're just gonna let the one with the coffee filter that we just did to dry a little bit while we test out another theory. So on the paper towel, if you have a pen or a Sharpie, we can draw. So first of all, fold the paper towel in half, open it back up, try drawing a face. And when you're done, you can also draw around it. As you can see, you can faintly see the drawing behind, but you can't really tell. So it's kind of a little bit magic for the children. And when they're ready, and you spray, you can see a little magical face in the middle. And look at all the diffusing colors are coming out from the paper towel. So the thicker the paper towel is, the more diffused the colors will show up. And sometimes we can even add the colors when it's wet. Make sure that these are markers that the children have been played for a while, not new markers if you want to keep them for other projects. And there, you have a happy face flower. Go. Next, we're gonna use food coloring, and let's try food coloring with water and either droppers, or if you don't have droppers, you can use straw of any type, and both will help the children. And it actually a really good skill to have is the squeezing of the pinchers. So I'm gonna put a drop of yellow and some water in the jar. So this, depending on intensity you want, it depends on how many drops of food coloring you have. So you can make it lighter, you can make it darker, and yeah. So first of all, I'm gonna try my droppers. Let's give it a little mix. And when children see colors, it just brings excitement to them, and they will enjoy this activity for hours. So first of all, take the dropper and you can show them. So squeeze the ball put it in the water and let it go. And the water rises and drop. And next one you can try. Squeeze, let go, and squeeze again. So we can see that my colors are pretty faint. And if I add a couple more drops of blue, it will get darker. So this is all signs that we can show the children. See the intensity of the color? Next, I'm going to use the yellow. And guess what children likes to do the most? Fill the page with color. And as we talk about, you can make a butterfly, a flower, or you can even cut this out for some shapes after it dries to make sun catchers. And it'll look so beautiful on the windows. And the children will be very proud that they made them. So next, we're gonna try a little more fun. So here's just a piece of paper towel. And for a little bit of fun, you can mix some colors for your children first. So I have some blue here. And I'm gonna make some red, the color purple. And see, this is quite a deep purple. I'm just gonna put it in the middle and see what happens. And you can see that the colors are actually separating. So you can see the blue, which is spreading out, and the red is trying to keep in the middle. It's quite interesting, isn't it? So it's been about 10 minutes, and let's see some of the results when it dries. So this was the food coloring on diffusing paper. And as you can see, the colors have changed a little bit, haven't they? And the next one was the flower with the happy face that we made. And you can see that the yellow and the blue and green are all kind of separating in a way. And this is the most fun one. Is that, remember the blue, purple that we made? And when we put on the paper towel, it took a little bit of time, but as it dries, you can see that it's separating the red and the blue. Isn't that amazing? Okay. So we have some of our coffee filters that are a little bit drier now. And I folded this so that in a way you can also show the children that there's a mirror image when you open it up. And that makes a perfect butterfly. So for a butterfly, you open it up and you can fold or squeeze in the middle. So the butterfly that we're trying to make, so we just have folded it together, and we're gonna use a pipe cleaner, and we're just gonna twist the top. Give it a couple of twists. And this is the fun part. If you have some sort of marker, you can take a little bit at the end and roll it. Just your fingers. And now we have a fun little butterfly that we can hang in the room. And the next, we can make also a flower. So take a piece of coffee filter or diffusing paper, and what we want to do is we want to put your finger right in the middle and hold it up. Do it a couple times. Make sure that it's dry before you do it. And you can also twist the ends. If you want to make a little bit more jagged, you can always squish it. And just take a pair of scissors to kind of run it over to round off the corners. For a pretty little flower. And the last thing we're gonna do for today is that catch it with one of them. So you can make it as a snowflake, how we make a snowflake, paper snowflake, or you can just fold it. And I like to just or let your children figure out what they want to make. They can, if you have lots of coffee filters, they can really experiment, right? And if you cut a little bit in the middle, make a hole in the middle of the flower. Go. Thank you for joining us for this video. Play with Intention has been brought to you by Richmond Cares, Richmond Gives, and Richmond Child Care Resource and Referral Center. Don't forget that we have a Richmond Early Years Library as well. Look underneath for more information. Thank you.